That's better with the light. The light situation. Leo, yo, Mr. Foros. Where's the storm noise coming from? My computer. It's from the main. Why do you hate it? It's from the main menu from the Xbox days. Let me know if you hate it. Just curious. Nice. I kind of like it. I don't know why. I kind of like the... It makes weird noises for 10 hours. Thank you for the follow. Ambient noise. Yeah, it's a little. It's got ambient noise kind of vibe to it. It's nice and dark out there today. For some reason, well, it's storming. It was raining and storming, but I'm just surprised at how dark it's been as of late. I'm still doing the coding stuff. I'm doing the lessons, but with Claude now. I don't know if I'm sure you've heard of Claude, but it does a pretty good breakdown of things. It's pretty good. Instead of using ChatGPT, I've been using that to kind of learn how to code. So I'm still moving forward. Like basically, like yesterday, I probably spent I'm gonna say around 4 hours throughout my day. We're having a hell summer this summer. It is even hot in the evenings. Oh yeah, yeah. Why? I don't know why. Says this looks great. Thank you. Why? Yeah. But I'm still moving forward with that. I actually like I've been finding myself getting like a little bit addicted. Like this morning, I was gonna sit down for a couple of minutes. And then I ended up sitting here for like an hour and a half, doing stuff with the game. And when I say doing stuff, a lot of it is just like me trying to understand the code. So like I'll keep asking it questions until I can like read the code. Because I feel like if I let it do stuff without me understanding, and like if things start to go off the rails down the road, I just won't be able to. There's no way I'll be able to I do want to like build the skills to eventually just program, you know, and I can't do that if I just copy and paste things and do vibe coding, you know. I took a bath. I was sweating afterwards. You know that's one thing I found. I found in the summertime, if you're not using air conditioning, if you just get a spray bottle and just kind of give yourself a good like layer of water on your skin, like the back of your neck, like if you're like in a situation where you can do that right now, like obviously you can't do that if you work in an office, like you can't just dose yourself with water, but like if you're at home, it like cools you down real quick. Like it's actually like kind of a great air conditioning tool if you're like trying to save money on air conditioning. So, and I will be trying to save money, trust me, I will be trying to save money. Like I'm a stingy Scrooge right now. I'm in my stingy Scrooge like era. We got Mr. Croc01. Croc01 says hi there. Hey Croc01, how's it going? Amazing, thank you, man. Y says I got lessons and great way to put what you have learned into practice, plus my niece is always hacking me. It's got lessons. Oh, try hack me? Oh, I thought you were saying like that's how you want me to say your name or something. I'm like, I'm not saying try hack me. It's got lessons and great way to put what you've learned into practice, plus my niece is always hacking me. Yeah, I want to, like, I'm trying to learn coding for games. So I'm not like I have no idea how to hack anyone or like what the exploits are to like or anything. Like I'm working in Go dot, so I'm learning GD script. So I'm just not. I can open the AC, but I decided against it. I was trying to compare the bills after kicking the tenants out. I can open the AC, but I decided against it. I was trying to compare bills after kicking the tenants out. Oh, yeah. That's the other thing, you know, the water bill plummeted a big amount, but the electric bill went higher due to some... Oh, yeah. Oh, Augustus, I thought you were Coolio. The other thing, I had a roommate that I was charging like barely any money to live here one time. And you know the issue I ran into is that like if you don't charge someone a lot of money, the issue you kind of run into down the road is that what'll happen is, let's say you charge them like, I mean like 400, like in our area $400 is like free basically. But your bills go up, like your water's gonna go up $60, your electric is gonna go up $60, your gas will go up, you know, before you know it, you're only up like $200 a month. Like it's not even worth the suffering that you'll go through, the cleaning the hair out of the shower, right? Like, all of these inconveniences of like living with another human being, not worth the $200. Like it literally just isn't worth it. Like I would definitely, if I did it again, I would be like, room upstairs, $1,000, like just $1,000. That's what happens when you hoard hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of art. Who's doing that? Who's doing that? Different reasons, but it's great to learn the main programming languages, especially Python. It's part of it, but yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of. You're right. I think it's really. I think it's really good to do that. Oh, me, like all my art. Nice, thank you. Well, I appreciate. I appreciate the kind words. I do appreciate it. But I forgot where I was going. I was about to say something super clever and funny, but. You know, Coolio, I would be super interested. I know you're a busy guy. I would be super interested to see you use Claude or something like that, and you tell me if you tell it what you want it to do, and you tell me if the results it gives you is just garbage or if it's like good. Like I'd be really interested in seeing what a professional programmer would say. Like, is this just trash? And I need to be really careful, or is it giving you half decent code? I'm not very pleasant to be around for long periods of time, so I couldn't have a roommate. I'm not very yeah, well, I was. It's yeah. Claude, yeah, I think you spelled it right, Claude. That's the one I'm using right now. I think ChatGPT is just stupid. Like, it legit just, like, aggravates me to the point where I just start cursing it, yelling and cursing at it because it just lies. Or I swear, I'm like, dude, this thing is so dumb. The cool thing about Claude is that you can give it text files of your code and title your code, and it maintains a frame, like, it maintains a context of your code. So it's not like it just, like, forgot about what you just talked about, and just, it kind of... It's like it doesn't have like it does. It's gonna hallucinate some, but it's not like a total goldfish memory of like ChatGPT where it's just like what were we just talking about? Or this thing, like, you can have your code stored in it so that it can look at that and be like, oh, okay, like I know what we're talking about, So it's not just completely just hallucinating new things constantly. I once rented a room to some friends. Within a week, my bathroom looked like a bus station bathroom. The guy's mother even kept saying I didn't deserve to have the house I had. The guy's mother even kept saying I didn't deserve to. What? Dude, yeah. The thing is too, in America, the other issue is once you let someone in your house and they can prove they live there, you can't like just be like, you can't just tell them to leave. That's the other issue that people don't, a lot of time they don't realize. Is like once they get mail to that address, like they can prove they live there, you basically have to go through all kinds of processes to get rid of them. It's like really bad. And then like at the end of the day, they can always just burn your house. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you let somebody that's crazy in there, there's nothing really stopping them from just, you know what I mean? Tell me you kicked him and mom out. Yeah, please tell me, dude. If somebody said that to me, I'd be like, okay, cool. Like, try living on the street now. Enjoy that experience. That's a crazy thing to say. She said I didn't deserve to have a house because I was playing at painting instead of working a real job. Yeah, that's super crazy. That's super crazy. What an awful person. I gave him 24 hours to leave, bro. Yeah, like that's, and you, like you knew these people, and then like they came into your house and like 180. Did they 180 on you, or were they like? I just can't even imagine. That's so crazy. Yeah, sometimes you don't know what people are like until you live with somebody. Like you don't really know the insanity of like how things are gonna go down. But I learned my lesson. I think if you can afford to live alone, do. It's amazing. Um, one of my one of them was my friend for about 7 years. Damn, dude. Are you gonna get into game development? I forget. I'm not going to. Like, I'm going to eventually stream once I'm confident enough to where I'm not just sitting there like reading stuff. I'll show you later. If you show up later, I'll show you the what I have the game. Oh, by the way, I have a yes. So basically, yes, but it's just like a background project. I'm not super. I'm only putting like an hour a day into it, like max, because I just don't have any more time than that. So it's like I'm not going to start developing it in terms of like I'm not going to do 6 hours a day, except for maybe my day off. Like I'll do more, but the plan right now is to like basically yes, but it's going to be a slow back burn. But it is moving consistently. It's just more of a slow back burn. Alexis the Corgi says I'm starting to enjoy ugly art. I've been doing silhouette drawing all day, and none of them look good, but I genuinely have fun doing them. There you go. Yeah, having a friend for 7 years and then that's pretty rough. But at least you found out. At least you like found out. You know, better now than. I guess you did let them. I guess you did let them live with you, but I guess it's better to have found out this way than like lending him money, and then him telling you like you don't deserve this money because you made it painting, so you don't need this money back. I worked a real job, so you know what I mean, like. I'm telling you, the last 10 years of my life have been long, painful lesson. I don't help anyone anymore. I completely understand. Yeah, not even just because of being jaded, but just like you just don't have the energy like to help. You know, it's like, dude, I'm tired of like. I completely understand. In other news, I have been looking at like games. When I look at my game, like you think you remember how things work in other games, right? Because I'm gonna obviously like replicate sort of the movement system of like most RTSs or whatever. But I was like, when you click on the unit, when you left click on the unit, it selects it. But then when you left click again, does it deselect it or not? Right? And I'm like, and I couldn't like remember because I'm like, I think it does. But when I went back to StarCraft and Ages of Empires, it didn't at all. But if you click on the field, not the actual unit, it does deselect it, right? But like all these like little things you like don't remember. And then I made my ring to where like when you click on the unit, it glows, and for like split second, it kind of does a glow and then becomes a normal selection ring. And then when you click on it again, it glows again to reinforce that you did select it, and then goes back to the normal one. So I have this thing kind of like, I really like how, like I was looking at other games and they have like that, most don't have this, but like you have your selection ring indicating that the unit is selected, and when you click again, it does a thing to be like, yes, it is selected. So I was messing around with like just like sort of visual quality of life things. Like that's kind of what I focused on yesterday, is just that and just rereading the code 1,000 times in order to rereading the code to like be able to read it, to, you know what I mean, to put like the picture together and like what's going on. I don't want I could have done a lot more had I not kept doing that, but like I said, I don't want the code to run away from me. Slipknot fan says, sup, hey, what's going on? What's going on? Just drawing some spiders. RTS games, Command and Conquer series, especially Red Alert, still being played today competitively. When the game fell apart, but it's interesting that you are making an RTS game. Think like it won't have a multiplayer function to it, because that's going to take like, I don't know what that entails to do a multiplayer. It sounds like it's a big uphill battle, which I don't want to figure out. It's going to be a single player campaign basically with a series of levels. That's what it is. But yeah, I don't want to set my expectations like super, and say, well, it's going to be a this and that. But yeah, I love RTS. I love games with, you know, strategy and moving units around and stuff like that. So naturally, that's what I want to make. You know, and I know it's like one of the more complicated things you can make, which is why I'm so stuck. Like, I want to move on to doing the artwork and, you know, but I can't because I need to like learn how to code first. Big uphill. That huge not knowing how to do that is a huge net negative. Augustus says back in Warcraft 3 days, you could click on the unit endlessly and the unit would start saying different and very funny things. Yeah, StarCraft has this, and yeah, like Ages of Empires has that, but it's like 3 lines. I think I'll have like 2 or 3 interchanging, like, you know, alien kind of grunting or something like that, right? If you click on the same unit again, it'll kind of give you feedback, you know, sound feedback on stuff. Did you see the dog meme with his fur looking like a skull? Yes, I did see that. Very funny. You need good factions and story, especially for a single player. Simple game mechanics. You could go all Supreme Commando and make it slower paced. The ideas are endless. Well, there's going to be humans and sort of not the bugs, but sort of the laboratory experimental thing that goes out of control faction. And then units are going to be increased as everything goes on. I would say Buggos is the closest game to what I'm trying to make that you could kind of compare the two. Like, if you played Buggos and Buggos 2, like, that's kind of the energy, but it's closer and more intimate. It's not. I do want like a lot of units, but it's not going to be a. So there's going to be 2 factions. It's humans versus. You're trying to wipe out humanity as the infection. But simple game mechanics, yeah, I mean, I'll make simple game mechanics because that's all I can make. So yes. With a view to online multiplayer in the future? No, like I said, I said no multiplayer. Easter said that done, I know, but it's a selling point. Easier said than done, I know it's a selling point. Because if I say that, then I have to do it, and it's going to take way longer. Or like if it was like because like Buggos 2 sold well, and I never cared to play that. I wouldn't care to play that game on multiplayer. Basically no. Like it's so like saying that would be so crazy right now at this point. Like, it would be, like I said, I'm learning to program. Like, the idea that I'm gonna like commit to saying something like I'm gonna do a multiplayer, like, that's hard to do for somebody who's competent and knows what they're doing. So that's like, it's so far away that it's just like Coolio says guys, nice. But like things, yeah, I don't know. I want to make a game that I would like. Basically, my goal is a game I like right now that I would enjoy playing. Short-term goals first. Yes, we need to like work on what's in front of me. Oh, the game's gonna be called Past. It's been a long day. I forget things. Right. Yeah, I just don't want to. It can't even type. Gotcha. Be cool if your game becomes a massive hit. I think like from what I've gathered, that's really difficult. That's like really difficult to do, and like I'm making a game that's not going to appeal to a lot of people. Like I think something like Flippy Bird can become successful, or things that are like really simple, like Plants vs Zombies. Or I'm gonna make a game that I know a lot of people are gonna look at and be like, nope. It's like it's isometric RTS building. Like it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's going to put off, like it's not going to be a big hit because I already know people are going to look at it and be like, I don't play these like complicated RTS moving units around strategy games. So I would be very happy with like Buggo's level. Like if I can sell, like make like any kind of. But those are the games I like, so I want to make what I want to make, you know, regardless of the. I think a big hit game, it has to be kind of dumb. Like, I mean, I could be wrong. Not there are big hits, but you know what I mean. Like it has to be like Flippy Bird, and maybe it goes viral. You know, but. But yes, that would be cool. Oh yeah, Flappy Bird, is that what it was? If he will be making multiplayer, he has to be involved with networking, which adds to the complexity. Right, exactly, yeah. I don't even know. It'd be cool if like doing multiplayer was just like you put a tab that says multiplayer, you click on it, and then the game just makes it multiplayer, but unfortunately it's gonna be like not like that. It's not that simple. I know, I hate how it's not that simple. Isn't it called Flappy Bird? Yeah, but yeah, I forgot what it was called. But you know what I mean, yeah, like Flippy, Flappy, something like that. Command and Conquer had simple gameplay. It's not that simple, but user-friendly. Then it was about strategy. Yeah, I think Command and Conquer games is not easy to make. I would say that like it has everything that, you know, that's like pretty complex. I know it was like user friendly, but that's like on the uppermost kind of like complexity, you know. Right. That would be quite, to make a Command and Conquer game would be difficult. there's a lot of things I would like to have in the game that I think would be just from that would be difficult to do, and I'll probably make a much more simple game than I want. Like I would like to do a complicated game, but it'll probably end up being, you know, unless I actually take 15 years to make it, it'll end up being simple. Basically, it has to be a chat program wherein two or more players will see other messages on the screen while seeing their own messages, add more messages, turn those messages into commands, and that would be your game activity. Are you saying that that's how multiplayer starts? Is like you have... Yeah. I'm not sure what you're saying. Are you saying that that's how you build a like you start off with a chat program that directs the chat becomes converted into commands, and that is the foundation? Gotcha. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to say anything about multiplayer, like, because that it's just too. I'm so far away from that. Just sharing a fun fact. Did you know that gun silencers from movies and games don't even remotely exist? Oh, like suppressors on guns? Yeah, I heard that they're very, like, they're not, like, they don't go beep. They're still very loud. They're just, like, less loud relative to other guns that don't have suppressors on them. Like, I did kind of know about that, but I do like the romanticized movie version of, you know, a silenced pistol. But there are more complexities on top of that? Oh, I believe it. Yeah. That's why I don't want to go. That's why I don't even want to open that door. Like, there's no reason to open. Like, timers vision tracking. Like, timers vision tracking, etc. I completely agree with you, Coolio. It seems like I would have to become, like, a very competent programmer to execute a multiplayer. Like, very, you know, I'd have to get to a very competent, which I you know, I just, like, I want to make a campaign game. Like, you're the infectious bugs and you're taking out humanity. That's the premise. If it's super successful, which it won't be, most likely, then I'll consider making. I've learned to really value multiplayer in certain games. There are games like Project Zomboid that still haven't gotten the multiplayer right to this day. Is that true? I focus on finding weaknesses in systems rather than creating them. I couldn't make a game like Coolio, but I could find weaknesses in it and protect it. That's what I do, ethically speaking. Oh, like prevent, like, a game being exploited, like, in the multiplayer? Is that what you're saying? Visually it says good night. Is that already nighttime where you guys are? I guess it'd be getting kind of late. We're still in day, but thank you. Thank you visually. Hope you're having a great one. I mean, let's say your player left a bomb that will set off in 30 seconds. The same bomb should appear in the other player's screen, but it has to be hidden unless they uncover it. Right, like, or like fog of war, right? Like in games where you haven't discovered the map yet, like you hide things from the other player, kind of thing. But it's happening at the same time, but not every player has all the information, even though the same thing is happening. Right. Because in Project Zomboid, a half-second mistake can kill you, and if you die, you lose dozens of hours of progress. And even today, multiplayer still freezes and lags at the worst times. 8:45. So you guys almost 9 p.m. Gotcha. Just made pasta with bolognese sauce. Nice. I have not eaten pasta in quite some time. I want a meatball sub. Same. At the same time, you can play Fortnite with someone from China without any problems. That is kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy how good some games have it like that. You can rip off Flappy Bird with Buzzy Bee. Buzzy Bee. Except Buzzy Bee includes a child that you're trying to like sting. It's like it takes a darker turn. Call it Yellow Jacket. Buzzy Bee the Yellow Jacket, and there's a playground and you have to like scare the children. I know, I have the best ideas, like, right? Like, every idea is just genius. That would be hilarious, yeah. Wild Wasp. Yeah. Oh, I had my insurance company for my car. I guess my car declined the payment, and I guess the rules are if it declines the payment, like that second you get a fee. They don't call you and say it didn't go through and you have so many days to pay it. They just go, you got hit with the fee like that second. So I complained and complained until they got rid of that. But also, I had like 2 motorcycles on like liability, and I took those off out of annoyance because like now that I'm like, it's like I wasn't even gonna do it because I was gonna be too lazy about it, but like now that they got me to pick up the phone and call them, like I'm gonna take vehicles off of this plan. Charge me a fee. Anyway, I was like so annoyed, and like I said, I wasn't gonna even do it. I'm probably gonna not save really that much money, but like now that they got me to like out of my seat to go take care of the situation, I'm definitely like making sure, like, since I'm not really riding my motorcycles or anything for a while, I'm like, we're taking these off. I got stung by a wasp once when I was about 10. I had a situation similar to that. I found a bee and I put it in my hand and closed the hand. And obviously it stung me, and I was like, it was like the worst pain ever. Very painful. It was. I remember being. I was being very dramatic about it. Like, I don't remember the pain. I just remember that my reaction to it was described as very dramatic. So, a lot of tears, a lot of crying. But I was like 4, or what, you know what I mean? I was like very young. Now I would only cry for a couple of minutes, you know. But I would mostly control it. I remember it being super painful. I was also trying to use it as my excuse to get a day off. Oh, I would definitely do that. Yeah, try to bundle the experience with, yeah, trying to get the day off. That's a good strategy. Never, like, what did they say about the? They say never let a good. I forget how it goes. It was like, never let a good catastrophe go to waste or something like that. I forget, but completely understandable. I would try and do the same thing. There are a lot of people commenting, nowadays you don't own anything, you have to pay a monthly fee for everything, and if you're not careful, they'll even steal from you. Well, I kind of felt like I was being... That's why I kind of made a big deal about that fee, because it's like, they charge me, like, so it automatically takes money out from my insurance, right? And it was like they gave me the fee the second it didn't go through. So it's not like it was like, oh, hey, your payment didn't go through, can you come in and take care of that? They're like, no, you have a fee, like, that second. And I'm like, no. Like, I was like, that's... I just kept saying, I'm like, that's crazy that you would charge me a fee, like... Even though I called them that day, that, like, I check my email every morning, I see that something about payment, I click, you know... Like, I took care of it, like, that day, like, within an hour. And they're still giving me a fee. I'm like, no, that's crazy. Sort of has the same ring to it as never interrupt your enemies while they're making a mistake. Never let a good catastrophe go to waste. Haven't heard that one. Right, right. Yeah, I think the never interrupt your enemies while they're making a mistake. I think that's wasn't that Napoleon? Wasn't he the one who said that? Like a lot of it is just like if you're watching them make horrific mistakes, you just don't do anything. I think that was I'm not sure, but that might have been Napoleon who said that. I myself need to find a way to sue my bank. Oh, really? My favorite thing about banks is how they do, like, if you have a lot of money, what they'll do is they give you money, and if you have like very little money, like below like the minimum that you should have on there, they take money. It's an interesting system. It's like it's a I like their whole like philosophy of like, okay, so you're poor, we need to take more money, but then like if you're rich, they give you money. Like they give you a percent. Like if you have enough money, they give you like good percentage just to keep your money in there. Like, this is like kind of crazy. It was Napoleon who said that based on a 2,500-year-old Eastern War manual. Oh, Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu. They say he wasn't even real. I heard he wasn't real. But who knows? Never intervene with your enemy when he is in the process of destroying himself. Right. You know, because we always talk about the Total War games. One of my pet peeves in the one they made about that musket rifle era of warfare was like the whole. Sometimes when you like would arm your men to be in like fighting stance, they would all like kind of ready their rifles in perfect synchronicity, and right, like no soldier moves like that, where like they will like raise their rifle in like perfect like computer-like synchronicity and like stuff like that. There was like a lot of things where things looked unorganic, and so I don't know. I think there's a lot of things that could have been cleaned up in those. Maybe they fixed it later. I don't know, but I remember just thinking like, wow, they really need to kind of make things look a little bit more. Or like when they would fire a volley of fire, they would like all shoot, like the entire row would shoot at the exact same second, which is never how it works. In my case, to summarize a long story, I took out a funeral insurance policy for my father. When he died, my bank guaranteed that I hadn't taken out the insurance, and they had no records of it. Bro. I had like not that situation, but um, like I had not that situation. It wasn't quite as severe as what you're describing, but we had like a bonus at one of the companies I worked for where you're supposed to get like $500 if the person stays there for 90 days, you get $500 or whatever for it. And then like they were basically like, yeah, we don't have the thing where it has your name on it. And I'm like, yeah, but the guy, like I know the guy, he'll tell you like I'm the reason he's here. Like I filled out the application form and everything. They're like, yeah, nope, like, nope. Your name wasn't on there. We don't have the piece of paper with your name on there or whatever was they were supposed to get. I'm just like, wow. Spent 5 years complaining, and they kept saying I was wrong. In the end, they secretly charged the installments to my social security. They didn't pay me anything. They secretly charged the installments to my social security. They didn't pay the insurance policy. They acted like criminals. What do you mean they? What do you mean? In the end, they secretly charged to. They were charging you. Also, they were charging your social security. They wouldn't even let me see the records. It was clear that the employees had been instructed to get rid of me. They're like, we have no records. Can I see them? No. Because then you would, well, I mean, you would see we have them. So no, like, trying to make money here, buddy. It's like you don't get rich by paying people back. Like, you know, what the. I had a private retirement insurance policy at the bank. They kept asking. They kept taking money from that reserve. But do you have payment? Like, if you're making payments on stuff, shouldn't you have a record of you paid? That you paid them? Can't you bring a receipt saying, "Hey, I paid"? Because if you took because I feel like if you take a life insurance policy out on somebody's name, like your dad, they would give you like a packet of paperwork to take home, or at least like in America, like you're gonna end up taking a folder home or something. Yes, in the records they computed the payments as residual retirement policy fee. But I mean, on your end, do you have paperwork stating that, like, do you have receipts on your end that you can take to court? Is what I'm saying, like, or are you just like going off of like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna bring to court to prove that you had any kind of business interaction with them? Slipknot fan says Napoleon Bonaparte is generally credited with this advice, though the exact wording varies. It is typically quoted as "never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake." Right. It does sound like a Sun Tzu. It does sound like Sun Tzu advice, doesn't it? Like, just don't create more problems for yourself than you need to. It was something 100% disgusting. It was 100% disgusting crude. It was a brutal mistake, and they noticed the mistake and tried to pretend it was no big deal. I have the manager's letter apologizing for the small mistake. That's crazy. That's crazy you had to deal with that, because that's kind of like not, man, I can't even imagine having that. Like what you're describing, to where it's like you took out an insurance policy, they were like just taking money out of it for themselves, like just dealing with that and the level of like stress and running around, you know, to like get that taken care of. Like that sounds super horrific. I thought it was Sun Tzu, yeah. I had a funny idea today. Remember when we were playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? It would be funny to add 50-50 as the audience and call a friend option. Yeah, that would be funny. Is that the Quake 2 soundtrack? No, this is the Xbox main menu. This is the original Xbox main menu soundtrack. Augustus says that was even crazy. What was even crazier was burying my father in a cemetery that looks like a horror movie nightmare because I didn't have the money for the many expenses after 10 years of illness. Right. Like if a history question comes up, you could say, "Okay, I'm calling Reaperfoot." Right, right, right. Here comes the best part of all. This year we're going to exhume the body from the cemetery, and I'll have to watch. Why do you have to do that? We're going to have to exhume the body from the cemetery. I'll have to. Why do you need to do that? I think I would rather just sign up for just a crematorium. You know what I mean? Just be done with it. You know? Sometimes I think, well, you know, like where are they gonna put all these people? Like, there's so many people now. You know? Or like what the Japanese do with like they got like these little like shrines, and like they, you know what I mean? Like they don't take up a lot of space. You just have like a little shrine for yourself. Like they put you in a little thing with a lock, and then you're among other like little boxes. They just got like little ashes of you. Because I'm only living relative, and he was buried in a temporary grave. Really? Oh, that was a temporary grave. Damn, dude. I didn't know there were temporary graves. Well, I hope hope they get it sorted out. Jen says, "Hello, gorgeous ladies. How is everyone today?" Hey, Jen, how's it going? We're just talking about life, life and things of that nature. How was your day? Slippy? Nice. Me neither. He was buried among beggars and undocumented people. Gotcha. All depressing things. Very depressing. Very depressing today. Yeah. It got dark quick. I don't want to do a quick recap because it's like it's one of those things where it's like you don't want to like it's not something you can summarize like that. You kind of had to have been here, but yes, the story once we get off of talking about game design, like we started like it went super sad super fast. I'm having coffee. Silly storm last night kept me up. Only slept 3 hours. You know, it kind of came by here a little bit. There was like a little bit of a storm here. Not storm, but like I think like that same storm kind of like side swiped us a little bit. I'm telling you all this so you understand the level of dirty tricks the bank pulled. Right. No, that's crazy, man. They definitely did you dirty. The spotted roaches are looking cute. Little cuties. Nice. If visually found these in his house, he'd probably carefully pick them up with a napkin and let them outside. Even insects with machine guns, he would probably not step on. I'd for sure keep him if they had machine guns. If they did not spray them, right. Hybrid guy says, "Damn, that's crazy." The story or the picture? What part? Does Ares eat bugs? No, he doesn't. He doesn't eat bugs. He didn't even try to eat it. One time a squirrel got in my house and it ran through the living room upstairs and he didn't even like respond to it. My dog is like, he's not very like good at dogging. Like all the things you would want a dog to do, he just doesn't do it. It's like, bro, there's the enemies inside the house. Like right now is the time to deal with it. But then he just doesn't. He's like, that's your problem, bro. How many hours has this taken so far? I don't know. I've been doing 3-hour streams, and this is like maybe stream 4 or 5. I don't know. Not crazy, not crazy amounts, but definitely some time, but not crazy. I am taking my sweet time with this for sure. You let the squirrel in, open the door, I'll come in. We're having beef sticks. No, the squirrel got in my house. I'm not really sure how. I don't really know how. I thought it was from the outside, but I might have left the door open one time. Like my door, my screen door might have been left open by me because I was like flushing the house out, and then I fell asleep on the couch. That's the only way I can think of how it could have gotten in here. But it might. I don't think there's like a spot on the outside that it could have got. Like I don't know. Because if there is a spot, then there's still a spot. But I've walked my house many times. I just can't find anywhere where a squirrel could have gotten in. So it must have been like me leaving the door open and it just ran in. I saw the most obnoxious squirrel last week. It was so flipping big. I thought at first glance it was a possum. I swear the squirrel was huge. How did you get the squirrel out? Legally. I used everything I did was within the legal context. That's all I can say about that. The squirrel was not harmed or anything like that. I'm not saying, like, I'm just saying the way I did it would have been legal. Legally, yeah. Are you worried with them making a nest inside? No, because they can't get in. I don't think they can get in. I think it got in because the door was open. They can't, like... There's no way for it to... If it did... If it came in from the outside, then absolutely that would be a huge issue. Or chewing wires and all that kind of stuff. That's what my dad would say. That's how you gotta answer every question nowadays. How did you do that? Legally? How fast were you going? The speed limit? Smart response though, I'm hijacking it. True. The other good one is... Oh, there's ants. I had to kill an ant just now. Squashed it. Okay. Sorry guys. Sorry for the pro-insect people. I just... Anyway, The other good one is if someone asks you about, like, the other good one is I don't know anyone that knows anyone. Whatever the question is, just answer with I don't know anyone that knows anyone. That's a good one. Whether it's like drug question related or anything. You know, I have noticed this year there's been like this year it seems like there's been a lot less flies. Now I've taken like great measure to reduce the population, like making sure there's no built up water anywhere, outside, inside. Like I covered a lot of like holes, and you know, I've mitigated the risk a lot, but it just seems like this year it should already be like around. There would already be like 1,000 of them in here. But it seems like we've really reduced the numbers, so I'm really happy about that. It might get worse, but I feel like they would have already they've had time to reproduce. Also, I think keeping the grass short kind of makes it a lot harder for them to like kind of be here. Augusta says we don't have squirrels in Latin America. Oof. You know, I'll bring you some. I mean, if parakeets can live in England, squirrels can live in Latin America, I think. A4 was in chat. Hope everyone's good. Mises Crafts, welcome, man. How's it been? Mises Crafts, you don't do coding, do you? I feel like you're the kind of fellow that would have. I feel like you're the kind of fellow that would have touched on that at some point in your life. Because I've been kind of learning it, so I need to bring it up now. I can't stop myself from bringing it up. I've done some, but not loads. I find it too frustrating. Same. I don't anticipate having any drug questions. I love being straight edge. Right. You're right about the fly situation. They went to England this year. There's a lot. Well, there's a couple things, right? I think long grass. Part of it was, I think the dog poo in the backyard, right? That's like you're making like little bases where they can reproduce. Like you're just giving them fly food basically for free. So I think there was a couple things that were going on. The body of water, things like that just lets them the numbers just explode. I've been okay-ish, thanks, dude. I had a lot of crap going on. I haven't been on. Gotcha. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, though. What critters does Latin America have? I feel like our critters have gotten rounder as time goes on. Yeah, our squirrels in Illinois here are. The size of them is just kind of unbelievable. If you look at a Belarusian squirrel, it fits in the palm of your hand. The ones we have out here could kill like a house cat. You know what I mean? Like it could challenge a house cat because the sizes are getting so outlandish. I don't know if it's what they're putting in the water that they're getting so big, but like they kind of look well round, but also like they kind of have. If you look at their like hind legs and shoulders, they got kind of muscle on them too. Do you think people are feeding them? Well, there is a feeding. They're feeding them, but I think what's happening is they're getting food from garbage, and human garbage food is making them round, strong. They just walk up on you like, "Hey, move, my turn." You know what I mean? Like, I think the reason you're seeing like animals get like so big now is because they're eating human garbage. And human garbage has like growth hormone, you know, like all the good stuff, right? I always love chilling here when I can. Nice. Very good. Good to hear. That's what we love to hear that. I'd be growing hormones in the human body if they're eating. It'll be the grow hormones in the human body that they're eating. Right. Right. Yeah, they can't like I don't think like American squirrels were always large, but I think these last 10 years they've gotten kind of like in a like small cat territory almost. Yes, I thought it was just being stupid. They do look bigger and stronger. Yeah, they got thick necks, big shoulders. Like they don't resemble anything like our European squirrel. Brazil is an interesting place. In half of the territory, we don't have any annoying animals. In the other half, we have some of the worst. Yeah. I had a raccoon or something like live under my house in the front right there. There's like these boards and it's like got under them and it was like living. I'm pretty sure it still like is there sometimes. I just can't prove it. Like I never see it, but I know it's been in and out, and I don't think it can get inside the house though from there. Because it's all like walled off with like brick, but it's sometimes I do have a visitor. Underneath my house. The gray American squirrel killed most of the native red squirrels. Gray American squirrel killed most our native red squirrels. By the way, we're very sorry, but they are getting smaller and brown heads, so they're changing to the environment. It's sort of like they became what they hated. Like, you know what I mean? Like they killed all the squirrels and then it's like slowly evolved into the squirrels they killed. The irony. Skunks too, I noticed they were getting huge like 10 years ago. Dude, I saw a skunk. Like, I was scared that that's what was living under my house, because if there's a skunk living under my house, then that's kind of like, if they spray you down, like you're gonna, like that smell is, I've never smelt it, but I hear it's like pretty horrific and you can't like easily get rid of it. Future Oil says, what the? Augustus says, hard times create tough scrolls, easy time. Yeah, that's super funny. Hard times create hard squirrels. The red squirrels were bigger, just not as aggressive as the gray squirrels. And the gray ones breed faster. Damn, dude. Nature is crazy. Hard times don't create hard peoples. I stepped on my dog's poop today. It's all for the better, Future. I would eat some red squirrels. I would too. I'm just a little worried about like squirrels being rodents and stuff, that they carry like diseases. But I'm not opposed to eating like squirrels and stuff. I just don't wanna, you know. I just don't know. Yeah, what I don't know. Oh my god! Thank you for the follow. Hard times don't. I'm gonna buy new sandals. You don't have to. Like, I would just clean my shoe, to be honest. Hard times don't create hard poops. Hard times don't create hard poops. Squirrel meat sticks. At least you has sandals on. Nice. Hey, Charles. Charles Lister, thank you so much for the follow. I'd rather turn into a zombie. I'd rather turn into a zombie. Nice. Good to see you. Nice. Yeah, just drawing some bugs, drawing some... I don't know, it's an idea that randomly popped into my head. I didn't really have it. I typically beeline to traditional drawing streams. Nice, nice. Yeah, I kind of do the same. I just... There's a couple channels I watch here and there. I usually quietly lurk in the background. I usually never say anything. It's like I would like, as a streamer, I would be like, why don't people interact? But when I watch streaming, I also never interact, so I'm like, oh, I get it. I just don't feel like interacting. Those sandals already took a hard step on poop several other times. It was time for them to be retired. Yeah, gotcha. I usually wear the same shoes for like ungodly amount of time. Like once there's like a hole somewhere, like then I replace them, but I usually wear the same shoes for like all my clothing is in that kind of category. It's all like once holes appears, that's my cue to go get new clothing. They served my feet with honor. Nice. Good afternoon, First Transit. Welcome in. Good afternoon, my guy. Nice. I'm wearing my dad's old sandals. I wear my boots till they fall apart or start cutting my feet up. Well, boots are like really expensive. Yeah, like boots, you know what I mean? Like they can range to like a lot of money, so some of them are like, you know, like when I used to work like manufacturing jobs, I would go through boots about every 8 months. You know, same here. There's a hole so water can get in. Yeah, I go for Dr. Scholl's inserts. Gelling, you know. Yeah, I kind of everything I own kind of is like that. It just I run it to until it like just doesn't work anymore. That's just my kind of I don't even think it's because I'm like frugal. I'm just kind of like lazy almost. You know, it's like if it's working, I don't bother, you know. Inserts are a game changer if you stand walk for long periods. You know, I had a situation where I bought like those gel pads for my sneakers or whatever, and they made my back hurt for some reason. My chair's on its last leg, 13 years. The back finally gave out, but I refused to replace it. I tried epoxy and trying to mend it back together with plates and screws and glue. So like this chair I have here, this was like one of those gaming chairs, and it's like I had to put a car cover seat over my chair because it's falling apart. It's like the car cover seat is hiding my chair, like falling apart. You know what I mean? But it's like it was so expensive at the time, and I just don't feel like dealing with it. That I'm just like, this is fine. Yeah, my internet is bugging out on me today. It's doing that connect reconnect thing, unfortunately. Back, yeah. Hopefully it'll true artist fixer uppers. Yeah, like, yeah, exactly. My chair is the same way. I bought it like a while ago, and it served me well. But it's like I just keep patching it together to like limp it along for another year or two. I say, but I probably will never replace it really, because the fundamentals are there. Like the main chair frame is still good. It's just a fabric that's falling apart. Inserts make things worse. Well, like when I use the gel pads for my shoes, it made my back hurt. Now I don't know if that's because my muscles in my back were readjusting and it was actually going in the right direction. Like maybe I should have just stuck with it and let my muscles adjust. But it made my back hurt, and I was like, I don't know if this is going in the right direction or the wrong direction. You know what I mean? So I didn't know. Mises credit. I build the stuff I need out of stuff I get from the dump. Yeah, I mean, I have a couple things that I definitely like have things that I've built, like shelves and stuff, but like most of my furniture and things like that, you know what I mean, is like sort of either has been given to me, or like I've never bought a piece of like a table or a shelf. Like all of that stuff is built or donated. Like that to me, that's all that stuff you can kind of, you don't have to spend money on. You know what I mean? Especially like if you're a little bit creative, you can definitely like build things. I will swipe stuff if people leave it out, like sifting through people's weird garbage. I'll snipe stuff, yeah. My only concern, I did once get a couch off of somebody that left their couch, but I knew them. My only concern about furniture sniping is if that person has had cockroaches in their house, and let's say you pick up like an old television, now you have cockroaches in your house, right? Like that kind of stuff like worries me like a little bit. So I'm like kind of picky about like the sniping of stuff. Like there's certain things that probably wouldn't go for, but I'm not squeamish, but I don't want to invite like bugs into my house from other people's houses. I love building furniture. I need out of scrap pile in my shed. Some broken furniture is great fun. Right. Things that could house weird bugs. Yeah. Pillows, yeah. Soft furniture like sofas can carry bugs. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like furniture, like a sofa, especially. Right, there's a lot of opportunity for that there. But like just to give you an idea, like I still have my old phone. Like the only reason I replaced my old phone was because like the charging stopped working. So I had to. Well, it mostly stopped working. So I just kept it as an inside, you know, phone that I just use inside the house for stuff. But had that continued not having issues, I would have just kept using it. Mattresses with no sheet make my skin crawl. True. Seeing old stained mattresses is always gross. I think that would be too far. Like an old like mattress with like stains on it. That would be pretty crazy. Jen says I feel like inserts makes Oh, I thought you said insects. Inserts makes things worse. I think it depends on your muscles and your like your structure. Because some people like they put inserts and adjust their stance and things get better. But when I tried to use that stuff, it like made my back hurt more. So it kind of didn't work out for me. But I'm open to trying new stuff. I don't understand how you can know whether your foot or should be more lifted or less lifted, or you know what I mean. It's like you'd have to, you know. It depends on your posture and if you're flat-footed or not. I think I was flat-footed when I was a kid, and then it kind of just went away with time. But I was like flat-footed at one point, but then it just stopped. I guess I don't know. Your muscles probably got strong enough to support your weight properly. Something. I don't really understand how you can be flat-footed. Like your bone in your foot is like made to where like the ball of your foot and your heel are, and then there's an arch. I don't really get how someone can be flat-footed. I guess I was. It's the arch is collapsing from the lack of muscle or something. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I had it. They told me and then now I don't have it. But mine is to do with my connective tissue disorder. Gotcha. You know what I should be doing is drawing these pictures within the context of the game so that I can just like scan this work in there and just have artwork for the game instead of drawing like random things. Tendons and stuff, yeah. Luckily, I've been I've been fortunate enough to be like relatively healthy. I haven't had any kind of major issues with anything, so I can't complain. Other than a minor ache here and there as I've gotten older, but nothing like what you're describing. AI will probably realize your dream soon. AI will realize my dream? Can you clarify what you mean by that? You feed the AI your character and it makes the game. You feed AI your characters and it makes the game. You think it's gonna get to that point where you just show it pictures and then it goes like, just makes it? I don't think we're there. Like, I don't think it's there like close to that. I don't think we're near that stage where you can like show it pictures and describe like make a cool game, enter, and then it just gives you like I was listening to Jonathan Blow, I think. He's like this legendary designer video game guy who I think he makes like puzzle games mostly, but anyway, he's like he was talking about it. I was listening to his take on the AI thing, and he's basically like it's sort of like interesting, but like as soon as you start to try to do anything specific with it, it things start to like fall apart. Um and it just doesn't know what it's doing or the context. So I don't know. I don't think we're near showing it anything and then it just does it. Um, hmm, let's take a look at. Honestly, I've never seen anything impressive made by AI except art, except art theft. Uh, yeah, it's. I mean, it's gonna creep into game development. I think it's gonna creep its way in because, like, Expedition 33, that they were using some kind of AI to prototype banners, and they replaced all the artwork later with real art. But in terms of, they are using it to prototype. I did hate like. I remember I noticed on Call of Duty, like when they went like super heavy with AI, there was like this tonal shift in like the artwork, especially like things that weren't 3D. Like I really didn't like the way things looked, and I sort of assumed that they had moved a lot of people to like a different team. You know, to like maybe they took like their main guys and they brought the new guys in to like do Black Ops 7, while the real guys were working on a new project. That's what it felt like, because there was such a big shift in like the way things looked, and then you know it just everything looked kind of not. It didn't have that edge to it. And then I found out about like that they were doing the AI stuff for Call of Duty, and I'm like, that makes so much sense. Like it makes everything kind of looks like that now. I haven't played Black Ops 7 in a really long time, and I'm sure a lot of the 3D assets you have to do, but like I said, all the call tags, the signs, the like all the artwork in the game, it just has like this something about it. Like you can tell it's AI. So I was like, it's definitely like, unfortunately, like it's already like in there. Like it's already people they're trying to figure out a way to, you know. Yeah, it's the artwork is like the really disappointing thing, because it's like it's so noticeable in video games. I think it's like I noticed the difference when they went and AI everything in Call of Duty. It was like noticeable. There's a woman on Fine Art America who paints in quotes pictures with AI, and it's very much coastal landscapes in the style of Van Gogh. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't well done. But how can she, I don't get. I just don't understand how you can be in Fine Art America with and submit AI stuff. Well, just to give you like context, we were in a competition for like when we were doing the Dormaria stuff with my friends, and I was doing their artwork. We won in one category and we lost in like so we submitted all real artwork that I drew. We won one and lost in every single other one. And all our competition was pretty sure like all of it was AI. And yeah, we just lost. And I know that one competition doesn't say everything, but it is like it does kind of show that it's like I think that seems like that's where things are going. Like I like to draw because like I like to. This is the part I like to craft more intimately, right? Like I like to sit here and just this is what I like to do. So I do it by hand because this is like the part I enjoy. So for me, it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. AI and fine art, what the? I'll hold my tongue. It's fine art in name only. The strength of this platform is a mix of print on demand with cheap Chinese products and reproductions. But I thought Fine Art America was like for artists that draw. Like it doesn't make any sense. The only famous platform without or classic art without AI is Sachi, and there are a few others that are smaller. You have to pay a 40% commission. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe art won't die in the same way that when computers started beating people at chess, people still don't watch computers. Like, they don't care. Too many things. Yeah, I really don't like the way they turned out there. What's the good stuff, Jen? Use insoles, give it to me. Nice. Might have to do a mini painting stream. I kind of want to move that project forward a little bit. It's amazing how you gradually sculpt the image and everything turns out so well. I mean, I have the outline of the basic thing I want. I just kind of have done that enough to where I can kind of maintain coherency. That leg right there needs to be... I want to change that other leg over here. Either down or something. Something more interesting with what's going on there. Yeah, I don't know why I draw like this, because I think I've received some critique from an artist in real life for doing that, but I don't... and because a lot of people will do sketchier stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Which I think the critique might be fair, but I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But I have received like critique for drawing this way. Sort of. I guess the critique was in the because I'm rendering out from like slowly like that. There's not like these like confident strokes supporting everything, if that makes sense. But I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if that's a good or a bad thing. But I think if I was to draw these spiders over again, I would, like, because I'm kind of designing it as I go, so that's why I'm kind of like thinking and designing at the same time that I'm drawing. If I was to draw a crab that I've drawn a lot of times, it would have the sketchier, confident lines, but I don't know, I just do draw like this, and it works. The things I want to draw, I feel like I'm getting the idea on the paper, so it doesn't... I don't think it takes away anything, but I kind of get it. I kind of get what the critique was, but I don't think for me it matters because I'm going to get the product I want on the on the paper. If spiders were to wear bulletproof vests, would they use their own silk to make them, or would they resort to the silk of other spiders? I have heard that their silk is very strong. So good stuff would be like clothes, good clothes, 2 sneakers, and occasionally a piece of furniture. I would like to know. Please send me I would like to know if anyone's actually like lost a job from AI. Like, I know one person that lost their job, but that was like, if I were to criticize you, for sure you could start by doing mid-tone, then adding shadows. all very quickly in a scribbled way, but there's no denying the result. The end is so good, so unique, it's just incredibly expensive to draw in your style. I guess I can also do the spider web thing. Going down here, here. Gonna play with the spider web kind of idea. I'm sending you the crop tops. I can just say, guys, the sketches look beautiful and perfect here online, but they are 100 times better in person. You're a very talented artist. The attention to detail is impeccable. Thank you. Thank you. I learned to paint in a style that takes a month to complete a piece, then I would have to sell a piece for 2,500 or 5,000 in a gallery minimum. I can't see this happening. Yeah, I don't know enough about selling art. I don't know what it takes to sell at that level. I don't think there are galleries that sell pencils pencil drawn spiders or and stuff like that, or maybe they are, but I just feel like I'd have to go underground and like find like bars that would like be into this kind of thing or some like it wouldn't be. I don't see myself even walking into a gallery that would sell something like this. I don't know if it was at a level where you could sell it there even. But I sent you an online gallery that sells things like that. Just don't know if it works. It was recommended to me by a guy who's extremely famous in that gallery field. Yeah, I don't know. I gave an interview on that channel I sent you. He looks like Santa Claus. The channel you sent me. Okay. Is it like in the private chat thing, or I might have to check it out. Business of Art is the name of the channel. I sent it to you and sent it to you in your personal. All right. Lurking while I get coffee. You know what? I need a coffee too here. I still want to spend another hour or so trying to learn programming. I want to move forward. I want to move forward and do some other stuff. That the problem is I'm kind of like there's like so many concepts I need to like put inside my head that like I can't move forward, if that makes sense. Like I need to just keep reiterating and rinse and repeating things until there's no like confusion. And I just don't understand how anyone can like write code easily, you know, like they sit down and their fingers are like typing. I don't know, maybe it'll click eventually, but man, is it a slow process for me to learn that stuff. I'll eventually get it though. You know. Pretty happy with the results I got so far. That circle selection thing and moving the unit around, all of that works. So like I couldn't be happier with where I am so far. But I once saw a silenced AK-47 on YouTube that fired subsonic ammunition. It was so quiet you could hear the bolt of the weapon. Really? But like the explosion inside of there. So you're saying it was like it wasn't a standard AK. It wasn't that. I'm assuming it wasn't a standard. It must have been like a smaller round or something. That's crazy though. They had I saw like this spy pistol. I forget which country made it, but it was like that too, where the bullet and the explosion were compartmentalized internally. Like, so it had like one shot or something. It was like a spy gun, but basically like you would just hear a small click because none of the explosion came outside the chamber, and it would like, you know, just push the bullet out. It was like one of those like subsonic is a secret. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with guns. Or like all the nuances of firearms. I shot a handful of handguns and one rifle one time, so I don't have enough experience. Have you ever seen a flechette and non-explosive ammunition? The weapon has no recoil? No. I heard that, well, there's that rifle they were making that has counter recoil. Like it counter recoils at the same time as it fires, so you have effectively no recoil. I don't know how well it works or anything like that, but there was like a rifle they were developing. I forget who it was, but that would be crazy to hold like a full rifle and fire it like without any recoil happening. Just how convenient that would be. Like you're just laser beaming with no recoil. That would be so much better. Like in terms of like how much easier it would be. It's a rifle from H&K, the G11. It fires caseless ammunition. Wow. I have an acquaintance who said he was going to invent a gun and he succeeded. 12 gauge automatic with 40 bullets. 12 gauge automatic with 40 bullets? That's good for clearing rooms, right? They said he did very well. A lot of people love the idea. Well, yeah, that seems like super convenient if you gotta clean out a room, really, you know. Did you guys see that there was that footage? Well, just to kind of like touch on the how terrifying the world is about to become. They had like one of those dog things that you see, that for construction or whatever they're used for. They strapped a rifle to its back, and it was going inside of like these training rooms where they, how the soldiers they learn to like clear rooms, and they throw the flashbang through the door and they run in there and stuff. Well, guess what? The soldiers were behind a dog, and the dog came in first, and went like looked around, went to the corner, and then the soldiers went in. So like imagine how demoralizing it would be that you see like a little robot. It doesn't even need like a super big gun, just like you just get killed by like a little annoying robot. That would be so upsetting. Like Mother. Oh, have you seen Mother? That was a good movie. That was a terrifying movie. I liked it. I like the core premise that humanity had already been defeated, and they're just like trying to make like a moral human inside of those facilities. It was quite terrifying. Like, I love it. Yeah, it was definitely like a good like psychological horror thriller where you slowly realize that the girl is like she's not in any kind of safety. Like, the robots will just end her as soon as they like figure out that she's another not good model that they're trying to make. They're just gonna create another one and try again. Nicholas Rodriguez says, "This is fire." Thank you, Nicholas Rodriguez. I appreciate that. To me, it's a clear idea. Everyone already thought of it. I think they're going to create it anyway. Which, the shotgun or the robot with the machine gun on its bag? Because I would rather have a bunch of like droids that storm the building without having humans involved. They'll probably imitate design of the robot fighting. Robot something very simple with a simple weapon, something to be durable and resistant. You send the robot in front and soldiers behind. Yeah, I think that... Yeah, I would just do... I think robot dogs. I think that those are like... I'm not even like really sure that... Like, do you need robot dogs if you have things that fly now? I don't know, I guess that like they could just go into stasis, right? And just sit on the ground and wait for someone to stop by. Like, they can kind of just chill like once they get... It's very terrifying. That idea. Like having autonomous, like little four-legged robots with guns storming trenches. It would be something like a mini tank. I've seen the I don't think it's going to be tracked. I don't think it's going to be small tracked vehicles. Like that will be a part of it, but I think they're going to be more like dogs or horses because like just you can traverse more that way. Because I've seen them apply like the ones with tracks, and they always look like they want to fall over, and then stairs and stuff like that. I think they're going to be bipedal, marching like dog things. Something that can withstand a lot of bullets without breaking. I don't think there's going to be. I don't think we're going to have like. I think things are going to go more in the direction of like dog-sized dog infantry, where if you kill 20 of them, it still doesn't matter because they're going to send 20 more like the second after those die. I think it's going to go more in that direction, more so than like big lumbering tanks. The sound of drones during combat is quite disturbing. Oh yeah, can you imagine the level of stress? We've all seen the footage, right? Like we've all seen the footage of like what's going on in like some countries. I'm not gonna say some countries that are using it. It looks horrific. That whole experience of like having drones hunt you down as you're like trying to survive. And the thing is, there's like really no answer. We'll see. Maybe you're right. Yeah, I think like I think there's going to be. I'm not disagreeing with you. Like, there will be mini tanks. If like I do think that it will be like car-sized. I don't know, something that's going to have some kind of weapon system on it. But for the most part, it seems like. I mean. Tanks seem like they're almost useless. Like, not useless, but like, you know, having a cannon on tracks is always a good idea. But the problem is, as soon as they get spotted, it's just like this big fat target that moves slowly, you know? The thing is, too, I'm not really sure what all you can do. I do think, like, in the situation of like, what's happening in, I'll just say it, Ukraine. Like, they do need to like, it's, I don't know, they need to like make a land robot that will, you know, like. I don't know what you can do in that situation. They've kind of had a stalemate forever. I'm not like, what is the answer there? Other than autonomous killing machine, like, you know, I mean, other than having small dogs with machine guns run over there, you can just release like thousands of them. Other than that, there's not a whole lot you can do. I once saw a general commenting Why don't they create vehicles with legs? You said it's because they break down too easily and are shot down too easily? Well, they break down too easily. Okay, I want to push back. Okay, I don't disagree with that. Like, but is he talking about like mechs, right? Because yeah, you definitely don't want like the more moving parts you have, the more things are gonna break down, right? Like the less reliable something becomes. So like, I agree with that. But the thing is that they're already using the dog things, and yeah, but it won't be like you can't lose this dog. Like they're gonna go in the direction of there's like 1,000 of them that they release at the same time, and they're gonna expect big losses, but some of them are gonna make it, right? But yeah, you're right. Like there's no point in making a tank with 2 legs. Like there's no point in it. It's too heavy. It's gonna sink in the mud, right? Like there's actually no point in making like Gundam style mechs or even mechs from like games like what was that one game, Mech Warrior, right? Those are absolutely never going to happen. There's no point. But little motorized little robots with 4 legs, I think that's kind of the future. The crazy thing about tanks is that if the first shot to destroy the tank misses, the tank will automatically target you and engage its objective. You're saying the tank will automatically know and respond to the shot? The crazy thing with tanks is that if the first shot to destroy the tank misses, like the tank knows where will triangulate the shot and return fired autonomous? Oh, yeah. Right, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. That's probably the future. Like triangulating where the shots are coming from and just returning fire to that position. The same general said that in war between US and Russia, Russia would lose in short term but win absolutely in the long term, precisely because their engineering style is simple, durable, and easy to repair on the battlefield. It's hard to say because in America would I think adapt. Like I get what he's saying, but like if you look at like America in like I know they became super technologically advanced, but if you look at World War II, America was doing with Shermans kind of like what Russia was doing, is just having more numbers. Well, partially they didn't have big heavy battle tanks because they had to transport their tanks across the sea, right? So they just couldn't have big tanks. But also they did like numbers over quality, kind of like the Russians, because quantity over quality kind of has its own advantage. Just because you can lose numbers and then you just have more numbers come in right after that. But I think if America went to war with Russia, although I mean, it seems like it's already like all intermixed as who's at war with who. But like I think if our troops engaged, there's already talk about that. I think America would simplify its systems. You know what I mean? Because it's like even like when you look at like the shootouts they're having over in the Middle East, they're like running out of these super expensive missiles super quick. They're costing like way too much to shoot down those Shahed drones. It costs so much, and we use like these multi-million-dollar systems versus like $15,000 drones, and we're using like a $10 million missile. So it's like we're politics. Have a great stream, brother. All right, soldier dude, have a great. Let me do a shout out. I'll do nice work. Nice, thank you. Let's do shout out. Soldier dude. Nice. feel like everything we've brought up today, like every subject we've talked about, people are like getting upset and leaving. AI, geopolitics. Not that I was really talking about politics, but more like about war, like the current state of technological kind of. My main point being that I think America would adapt to. I completely understand what he's saying in terms of like the glass cannon kind of approach. But it's hard to say who would. But true gentlemen only talk about three things: hunting, weapons, and heroes. Um, Weapons are fun to, yeah. Hunting, I've never hunted. I'd like to maybe one day. I don't know. But it's the reason I don't speculate on anything because like I think everyone kind of thought like Russia was going to crush Ukraine and then they absolutely didn't, and just it's a 4-year 5-year stalemate now. So when somebody says like we're going to go in and do this, that, and the other, it's like I don't know. Like I have like there's no way to know now. Like I think like you know that whole thing like when Russia went to Afghanistan and America was supplying the weapons to the whoever Afghanis, and the Russians would like lose an expensive tank and then they would use a whatever kind of missile, right? So like the economy like didn't work out for the Russians because they would lose expensive equipment and the equipment that was taking them out is relatively cheap. So but now it's even worse because drones are like $500. It's not even a $15,000 missile. It's a $500 drone that can take out a tank. So now the richer a country you are, the worse it is for your economy. Like you're losing super expensive equipment and they're losing like nothing. And they're like they can just have peasants with like drones. Right. So I think it's hard. It's very hard to predict anything anymore. They said the same thing about wars in Korea, Vietnam, Afghanistan. Right. Well, I think Afghanistan, they just kind of waited for us to leave, right? Like, which is a clever thing to do, by the way. Like, what a clever move. Taurus missile costs 3 million euros. Isn't that crazy? It's so crazy. And there will probably be a huge boom in offensive and defensive drone technology. The more they are used on the front lines, the more wonderful ideas will emerge. It's really scary, yeah. What is war gonna be in? Because it's like I almost think like the way we think of infantry is going to change radically. Like it's almost like every 6-man squad is going to be. You almost have to like rethink like what an infantry squad is. Like I was almost thinking like maybe I'm like stupid, right? I'm like, why don't they do like you like because you like you know how they send the soldiers over to the other side and then they all just kind of die. Like well, that's what we've kind of seen in like Ukraine Russia war forever. Like why don't they do like I'm trying to figure out why don't they do just creeping with sort of put a like creep with um just kind of send men out to a forward position a little bit with drones, and then you have the ones in the back droning, the ones in the front are droning, and like you just slowly, you don't advance, like you don't go send like 100 men to take over a village. Just creep in, dig in, and keep like bringing in more drones for the dug-in positions until like, you've enveloped everything. Like because you can like you can just dig anywhere, right? Like or something. I don't know. It just doesn't like what they're doing. Kind of like just doesn't make sense to me. But again, it's like it's not like I'm there or anything. But thank you for the follow. I was thinking the other day. Hola Augustus. Akira says, nice. I was thinking the other day, wouldn't it be almost like the only positions they take in like in these countries is like where there's forested lines. I was thinking, why don't they just develop like some kind of an artillery system that will like shoot down like something that's like trees, so you just have like things where drones don't do well, right? Like you just shoot down bars, like you know what I mean, something that's like a tree from an artillery shell, like it like lands on the ground. Then you just have like these metal forests so the infantry can move forward. Otherwise, it's just like a waste of time. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like they got to think of something. White phosphorus is also something nice. I think that's illegal, right? White phosphorus. I think that's illegal. I don't know. Isn't that like a war crime to do that? I mean, I guess it's all like killing people, but is banned. Yeah. Well, I know landmines were banned, but they just brought them back, and they were just like, "Nope, we're using those." Since the beginning, they never even considered not using them, I guess. But cruelty, yeah. Tudo Certo RS. Nice. The other day I saw a weapon they call the Destroyer of Everything. It's a missile that explodes 5 times, sending out 5 showers of incandescent copper. Hmm. And they say it pierces armor like cardboard. Yeah, cardboard can be kind of tough sometimes. I think this picture is coming along. I'm starting to really like these guys. You guys designing? No, we're just kind of casually talking about sort of where warfare is going. It seems like I think you're gonna see miniaturization of weapon systems. You're gonna not really see tanks. You're gonna see more bipedal, four-legged, and drone style, autonomous, AI-driven weapon systems. Like those four-legged robots are gonna have an AI, and it's just gonna be sent towards the enemy, and it's going to do what it's gonna do, or die, and then they'll send in more. But that's kind of my prediction, is sort of something Terminator style on the battlefield. It's really horrific, but just imagine being on a team that doesn't have robots. I would read what Akira is saying, but I can't read that language. Is it Portuguese you said it was? That the is it Portuguese that the you guys speak, Augustus? In Brazil, or is it just Brazilian? I forget it. I mean, Israel used white phosphorus and Gaza despised Geneva Convention. I don't know if that's true, and I don't want to go in that. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about Israel. More language I don't speak. Future Oil says cool. Oh yeah, hey Mr. Future. Oh okay. I did see Coolio comment. Akira says Foro's amazing drawing. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. I was wondering what you guys were saying. I don't speak. I think you guys speak Portuguese. Future Oil says, "Good news, guys. I still have a job." True, true, true. That's good. That's good. I'm glad you get. I'm glad you. Did you get a good review and everything? I never get told I'm doing a great job. I'll tell you, you're doing a great job. Portuguese. Oh, okay, so you guys do speak Portuguese. That's what I thought. I thought you said Portuguese, but I couldn't remember if it was there was some other. Future Oil says donkey. Nice. That word I know. I met Akira on a live stream of a guy who makes 3D models. He's great. I speak very little English. I only know the basics from school lessons. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. I'm very I know English because I came here when I was a kid, but had it not been for that, I probably wouldn't know English. Just because I'm not a natural learner of languages. Some people love that stuff, but I'm trying to. The only language I'm trying to learn is Python right now. I was amazed by the 3D design program. It's shocking what you can do. What 3D was it? What was the 3D program? Was it Blender or was it ZBrush or something else? Just sort of curious because I've used Blender before. I liked it. ZBrush, nice. I've heard good things about it. I'm a Blender guy myself, mostly because it's, well, free. That's a big selling point. Did you know that for every language you learn, you delay Alzheimer's by 3 years? I completely believe it. Well, I know Russian and English. That's so. If I was gonna get Alzheimer's at, like, when do people usually get Alzheimer's? Is it like in your 60s, kind of? Isn't that that's a scary one when you. Blender is very good. Blender is very good. Nice. Yeah, I like it. It's very impressive. The guy makes high-level models. Yeah, nice. Do you 3D print them or? Oh, neuroplasticity. Yeah. I wonder how many. I wonder how much of that is. Well, that's. I mean, that's why it's like a good idea to have a project, right? Like a project with programming, and you're thinking through problems. I would assume that that would like increase your ability to. I don't know if I'm crabby because of a lack of sleep, but I can't stand it when people talk over me. I did notice that about you. I noticed you get very annoyed when people like say what, like when you say something and then they go, "Huh?" I noticed you like really don't like that, which is understandable. Like when you've said a full sentence coherently and they go, "Huh?" It really can drive you nuts sometimes. I can kind of understand when it's like, "Bro, I didn't stutter once. What part of that didn't you hear?" My rage meter goes almost to like 80 when somebody does that to me twice. Like, anyway, just figure out how the parachute works on your way down. I'm not telling you again. Um, you came to the right stream for rage. Just so happens I live talking over people. I love talking over people. Sometimes like um sometimes I do talk over people a little bit, but it's more like as a joke. Who wants broccoli? You didn't say ha, just this air about her. I can't stand snotty people with these stupid degrees acting like they own a place. Girl, stop. Your EQ is low. Well, they do say that like people who have like low IQ have like extra confidence. Cause like right, cause it is like it is interesting. Cause like if you're dumb, the tool you need to assess the situation is broken. So like you can default into being confident and just not know that you don't know what's going on anyway. So it is like interesting how that works out. So you almost can't blame them. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. Low IQ, higher education degrees. Says Future World. You guys would go crazy in Brazil. You guys would go crazy in Brazil. Here, the average IQ is quite low. People find it funny to annoy you. Um, yeah, Being smart is not good enough. You need good people skills. EQ to be able to work in the field. Oh, emotional. Is that emotional? What is the EQ? Is that like emotional? Like somebody said that to me. Like your emotion IQ is good, but it's useless without social skills. Are you saying like there's a thing, there's a new term where they say there's like such thing? Do you guys believe it? You guys tell me if you believe in this. In the I agree with Augustus. All about low IQ people. Well, they are like, it's good to stay away from them because they are like, you should be careful. You know what I mean? Because like a low IQ person is always braver than you, and the reason is because like they can't build anything. So by the time they're like in their 30s, they don't have anything to lose. So you're thinking like, oh man, I got a house, I got to get to work tomorrow. I got, you know, like I got, you know, all the you know stuff, but they haven't built anything. So to them, life is like they could lose, they could like get in the fight any day. It just doesn't matter, right? They're like always at they're usually grocery shopping after 7 p.m. Right. Future, well, I think you're a special case. I don't. I think like whatever's going on with you, like you always seem to find the weirdest people to follow you around and harass you. Because I've never had what you're describing to me ever in my life. But to be fair, I think I give like I just give like the not I don't have fun energy or so people just kind of don't. I've never had a lot of people mess with me. I have no issue with high or low IQ people. With no emotional skill, it's difficult to gauge and hard to train at work. Right? They can't handle feedback well. They can't adjust. They take things personal. So you're saying it's not raw intelligence. It's more ego and. It's more like ego and the law of attraction. I'm a magnet for a-holes. It sounds like it. I told you, Mr. Future, maybe you walk slow. You walk slow? Yeah, I don't know. Because I've never had anyone tell me that they have like all these issues like as consistently as you do. So I think it's definitely like it's got to be the energy you put out there, because it's like oh, swole. I'm gonna head off in a minute, my dude. Gonna go for a smoke and meet my GF. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you, Mrs. Scraps. We appreciate it. So maybe they think I'm stronger than them, so they want to challenge me to a competition of strength. If you knew how pit bulls walk, they want to pick a fight. Oh, like that's what you mean? There's no room for that here specifically. But you can take that in the tech world. You don't need talking skills there. You can get away with a simple high IQ. It's simple to be hard, it's hard to be simple. There's a common problem I see with young school graduates, they all have degrees and amazing credentials from school, but they have zero experience working, like zero. Yeah, Future Well, we're saying you're this, yeah. I'm at 3 hours and 18 minutes. This is turning out pretty good though. I'm really. You're looking. I look like a black belt that can kick ass and chew bubblegum at the same time. Right. Yeah, that's what's going on. Next time, try to listen in, or if there is a here comes a new challenger flashing across the screen. Working at McDonald's, leading clubs, or playing sports teaches a different level of skills schools could never teach you. Working yeah, you have to be able to. Yeah, I basically agree with you, Jen, but like, yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm at 3 hours. I gotta go back to working. I gotta go finish work today. So my 3 hour stream for now is done. I'll be back tomorrow. Nice. All right, Future. Well, I hope you don't run into more bad people out there who will harass you and stuff. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, no problem, guys. We definitely went into some controversial territory, probably, with like the war stuff, but I don't know. Sometimes, like when that stuff comes up, I do like to talk about that stuff, even though I know people probably hate it or whatever. I feel like, you know what I mean. It's like not the vibes people are like, but I'm just like whenever it gets brought up, I just can't help but reach for it because I do like that kind of those conversations about the future of war, kind of, you know what I mean? Just like the how insane it is. Arguing with stupid people is like playing chess with a pigeon. True. No matter how good you are at chess, the pigeon will knock over all the pieces, poop on the board, and strut around as if it won. Right? Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. You gotta like gauge who you're talking to before committing energy. And if it's not worth the time, it's just better to kind of like let it go and just. You got to take the L sometimes and just walk away because that person they can't lose. Like you said, right? They don't know that they're losing. Like they can't, right? So you can't win because they don't know that they could lose. So yeah, sometimes you got to just take the L and walk away. Otherwise, you're just going to waste a lot of energy and time. Anyway, guys, I super appreciate everyone, the combos and everything like that. But yeah, I gotta go back and do some work today, and then maybe a little bit of programming before I go to bed. Hopefully, maybe I can make another thing work. And that would put a cherry on top of my day. But anyway, adios. All right, guys. Yeah, have a great one. I will see you guys tomorrow.